Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everybody, welcome back to the channel. And so, continuing on with our Corona Chronicle series, as promised in the last video, which I will link in the description below, and I'll stick a card up here as well. Once we have our mindset kind of focused on this is the new norm for the short term, and the short term, could be 4 to 7 months. Once we have that in our head that this is actually going to last for a while, the next thing we have to do is look for the opportunities and then finally come up with a tactical plan. And so in this video, what I want to share with you is how we are transitioning the way that we connect with prospects differently than how we've always done it. In the past, for the last 20 years, a lot of prospects we may talk to on the phone, but we also tend to see them in person. And as you may know if you follow this channel, my speaking tour on the new book imploded a week ago Monday. And so about 19 events that I was going to do just vanished basically within an hour. And so I found my way back to Canada, where I'm actually shooting this video in my backyard. And I was mindful after the first couple hours of having a pity party that all of these prospects I would have otherwise seen have now vanished. That things had to shift. Now, most of our clients we deal with by phone, I would say almost all of them. But prospects, I tend to like to see in person, and I think that seeing them in person actually increases the chances of us closing them. Phone is fine. I do cold calls traditionally an hour a day. I'm doing them 2 hours a day right now because I've got some extra time, obviously no tour. But I started to think through how can we build intimacy with our prospects in a way that simulates what we do in person without being in person, and kind of a little bit better than the phone. I mean, the phone is fine. And for all of you that might be taking this as a vacation because nobody's working, quit around. Like, it's time to get to work. Video conferencing tends to be the solution that makes the most sense. So I'm doing training right now with 3 different cohorts, and I'm using Zoom. Now, I am not using the video function. I'm just using the audio function simply because I can record the sessions and let them listen to it later. But I'm mindful that there are 3 easy technologies at hand that we can use right away. And they don't take a lot of time. Most of them are almost free. And it's just going to create some intimacy in this new normal, right? The new market that we're going after. So let me share with you what those 3 are. Now, the first obvious one is FaceTime. Anyone using an iPhone, assuming that it's, not from the first generation, will have FaceTime automatically built into your phone. You probably use it to BS with your clients. You might use it for friends. You might have grandma talk to the kids on it. iPad, iPhone, MacBook Pros, they all have them. And it's free. That's an obvious one. And so most people that I know use an iPhone. Now, Android, I'm sure there's something that Android people use. I don't know what it is. If you do, put it in the... If you wouldn't mind, put it in the comments below so other people know. I don't use Android, so I have no idea. The second one is Skype. Skype is something I've used maybe 12 to 15 years. I pay a $35 a year membership, which allows me to connect with any phone in the US or Canada, so that when I'm traveling in Europe or Asia or other places, I can make my calls on Skype. That's how I managed last summer when I was out of the country for 3 months. And that one for video Skype I've used before. It actually works pretty good. It's owned by Microsoft, so it's got a strong platform behind it. And the third one that I just started using this year is Zoom. And I'm going to put links, as I said, to all of these in the bottom. I'm not going to put it to FaceTime because if you don't know what FaceTime is, I'm sorry. Welcome to 2020. Zoom is a great platform. I think we pay, totally talking out of my butt here, $20 a month or maybe $200 a year, and that allows you to do both audio and video conferencing. The nice thing about Skype is I think video to video is free. I don't think you actually need to have a membership, but people have to download something on their phone or on their laptop. I think. Totally could be wrong. You look into it if you're interested. With Zoom, I don't think you have to download anything on the other side. And so it makes a lot of sense if you're trying to get prospects to use it, to get them to use that one. And so this is my recommendation for you. I've been using this for the last week and a bit to great success. And what I'm doing is when I'm reaching out to people and they're like, oh, well, we're not doing much right now, we're just letting it blow over. What I'm saying is, I don't think it's going to blow over. Let's schedule a virtual coffee. And they say, well, what's a virtual coffee? And I'm like, you get a cup of coffee on your side, I get a cup of coffee on my side, and we have a visit like we would in person, even though we're not physically there. Social distancing. And we can have a little chitty chat, and then when things blow over, we can always have a visit in person, or we might decide not to wait until then to do business. We can get started. But this is a way for us to kind of start to establish a relationship. I'm shocked at how many people are open to that. I don't know if they're lonely in their home or in their office or whatever, but people are totally open to these virtual coffees. I'm doing it with friends as well, just to stay connected with them. Champions, clients, just that interaction is going to be key. So explore video conferencing options, but I want you to change the term video conferencing to virtual coffees or virtual visits. Makes it a little more accessible, but you do the legwork on how it works for you and then share it with the people you're looking to connect with. Anyway, hope that's helpful for you. We're going to kind of keep these going. If you have any other ideas on what to use for these virtual coffees or virtual visits, please also put them down and share, right? We're all in this together, but there's no reason to stop doing business. We're just going to do business differently. And I want you to assume this is going to be 4 to 7 months of us shifting. And what I'm hopeful for is by the time it's done, everyone's really comfortable with the technology and we can carry this moving forward even when the health stuff is settled down. Thanks for watching, and remember, gladiators eat first. Talk to you soon.